Hello, 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 good people. Welcome to another episode of Zoomin with Zack. I feel like I think I'm gonna create some intro music because I played music my last show, and I was like, well, dang, I could come in with my own vibes. So that's coming. You guys wait, be patient. But I got an awesome friend here today. I'm so excited to introduce you all to her. I can't wait. All my new Philly team, y'all gonna be like, oh snap! I can't wait. But we're gonna get right into it. All right, zoom in with Zack. All right, good people. Again, thanks for coming back for another episode of Zoom In with Zack. Quote on my screen: "Jesus is in me, I am enough," by Pastor Stephen Furtick. This quote was actually very, very important to my guest, and I love it. We're going to get into that a little bit, plus so much more. But again, super excited you guys are tuning in. Make sure you are sharing, liking the show, and asking questions, because today y'all get to talk to the one and only Ariane. Datil.
Hello.
Ariane, remember when I used to say your name wrong like half the time I would say it?
Honey, join the club. So many people need to learn how to roll that R. Ariane, Datil.
As best you can, you got to roll it.
Yes.
I am so happy to see your face.
Same here. I missed you.
I miss it in person, but this is a blessing. For folks who do not know, Ariane Datil was one of our original hosts at My New Philly. And she crushed it every time she came on the screen. The professionalism, the skill, like we used to tell people, watch her. And that's how you host better. And now she's doing amazing things, hosting shows that I'm going to let her tell you about it. Okay. But I'm just so happy to see her. For folks that are watching on the Mighty Philly platform, chime in, shout out Ariane. Let's get your comments in here. But Ariane Datil, tell me what you've been up to. What are you doing with yourself?
So you told me the last time that I saw you was 4.5 years ago, which is mind-blowing to me. And at that point in my life, I had just left the fashion industry and I was trying to figure out how I was going to be this big-time TV reporter, TV host, TV anchor. And I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it, but My New Philly came into my life and I learned a lot of skills that I needed. And we can go through the steps or not, but 4.5 years later, now I'm the national host of Verify, which is a fact-checking brand. We debunk misinformation on social media, on the internet. And Zack, it is incredible. We get information for you so quickly and it's so thorough. We go primary sources, and this is people every day, whether they mean to or not, there is misinformation being spread on the internet. And you can see it play out in politics, you can see it play out in healthcare, and it impacts people's lives in so many different ways. And so to be a part of a team that's able to actually get you the facts and show you how we got those answers with our sources up front, I think we're providing a service to people it's incredible. And I want to show you something that we've worked on. It was a question that came from misinformation on TikTok. Parents were saying that parents could demand that their children be a part of a COVID-19 vaccine trial without their children's permission. And people were saying, I don't understand how that can be the case. Don't children have a say in this? And so we debunked the claim. And if you want to play it, I would love to share it with people.
I'll share with folks. Folks, check this out, a clip from Verify.
If an adult wants to participate in a COVID-19 vaccine trial, they give their consent. But what if a minor wants to participate in a trial and their parent or guardian says no, or vice versa? Who wins? Well, people on TikTok are claiming that kids don't have a say because they're underage. So let's verify. Do minors have the ability to opt out of a trial? Our sources are Pfizer, Dr. Jim Campbell, a pediatrician and infectious disease doctor working on the Moderna and Novavax COVID trials in children, and the National Institutes of Health. According to Dr. Jim Campbell, only adults can give legal consent, but children can assent.
Which is kind of like a child version of consent.
The NIH says to take part in the assent process, your child must be mature enough to understand the trial and what they are required to do. So if a parent wants their child to participate, but the child doesn't want to, Dr. Campbell says that won't work.
You both have to agree. It can't be just one or the other.
How a child can assent is based on their age.
Typical way that works is for the older children, like teenagers, they have a written assent form that has the same content, the same general themes as what the parent permission form has, but it's written in simpler language and it's shorter.
For younger children who may not read or write as well, Dr. Campbell says verbal assent is acceptable. But for even younger kids or babies, he says,
we just have to be very careful that we discuss with the parents, all of the information, and then they give permission for their child to join.
So we can verify, yes, kids who have the ability to can opt out of a trial, but for others, their parent or guardian makes that decision for them. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Datil. Want something verified? Email us or send us a text. For more stories like this and to sign up for our newsletter, go to VerifyThis.com.
Awesome.
Right? It's very clear. We try to get it done in a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get you those facts, get you in and out the door so that you don't pass any misinformation or disinformation on to other people without meaning to. Like, if you don't mean to do that, we're trying to stop you.
That's so great. That's so great. When did Verify start? Like, when did that brand start?
It started years ago, but it only went national. It became a national brand earlier this year. And so it went from a market in our Charlotte, North Carolina station. They had a small team that created Verifies and they sent it to the rest of the station. And all of our other stations, I think there are like 50 to 60 of them across the country, they would do individual Verifies at their local station, but this initiative to have a national team that works on national stories and then shares that information to the local stations, that happened earlier this year. And I was brought on as one of 2 national hosts. We also had a national investigative reporter that did deep dive stories into Verify. And we're here every day providing that content.
That's so great. That's so great. Happy for you. It sounds awesome. I'm following it on social. I'm going to now check out the website. I'm going to make that one of my little bookmarks.
Please do.
And I suggest everyone watching does the same. And I'm going to put your Instagram, your handle for everything.
All the things.
Up on the screen. So if you guys want to follow her on any platform, definitely check that out. But you know what time it is.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
3 random question time.
I am very nervous.
I need you to give me a 3-digit number.
Okay.
You can think of, however, the numbers cannot be the same. So they got to be different.
I got you. I'm going with my first phone number ever.
Ooh.
I'm going 632.
632. 32. So let's start with question number 6. Let's see what it is. This is a good one. What skill set did you gain or improve during the quarantine?
Gosh, so many. I love this question because I went from being an MSJ, a multi-skilled journalist, because when we first went into the pandemic, I was working for WUSA 9 as a reporter for their 7 p.m. show called the Q&A. And so I went out into the field, I did stories. And then when quarantine happened, like everyone else, I needed to do my job, but I needed to do it from my home. And so that home became a full-fledged studio with lights set up all the time, a camera set up all the time. So what was the skill that I learned? I learned how to be an entire production studio all on my own, which was, it came with its ups and downs. I'll say that, Zach. It was, sometimes I was more yellow some days. Sometimes I was very well lit. You never know. You never know what you're going to get.
One thing I'm going to say I know we always going to get is some bomb frames. Quick say, tell us about the frames, because I'm in, every time I see you, it's looking different, but it's always fabulous. Even right now, you got the purple frames with the shirt. Tell us a little bit about the frames right quick.
So I can't see very well, and I need glasses. And a couple years ago, probably 5 or so years ago, I realized that wearing contacts really irritated my eyes, and I can't wear them for long periods of time anymore. So some people think that it was a choice, like a ploy on TVs to wear different glasses, but really, I like to wear fun clothes, and I don't want glasses that don't match those clothes. So I have a lot of glasses that match the different outfits that I put on. And my first job in TV was with a show called Chasing News that is no longer around. And on that show, we came up with the hashtag the daily frame because I would wear a different pair of glasses on the show every day. And so I do it. I wear glasses all the time and I love them.
Have you counted? Do you know how many pairs of frames you actually have?
At one point I did. I have 30 plus, but they don't all have prescription because that's super expensive. So I regularly wear about 10 to 15 that have prescriptions in them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So if you wanted to go a whole month with a different frame every day.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I could definitely do that. But I am one of those people, and I might get some hate for it, but when people wear glasses that don't actually need glasses, I'm not the biggest fan. So when I wear the glasses that don't have prescription, I feel like a fraud.
Fair. And I know some folk who do that. I'm not going to shout them out, but
I know them too.
I'll be watching. Question number 3 was your next number. Let's go to 3.
Okay.
Looking ahead, what's something major you hope to accomplish in the next 2 years?
Oh, I love this, Zach. Let's shoot our shot, okay? Because I've had 2 goals most of my life. Mm-hmm. One of those goals is to be an anchor on the Today Show. That, since I could talk about what I wanted to do on television, that is one thing that I've said I always wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And the second thing is I want to host a game show, a national game show. I already did one at my local station in Sacramento, and it was a trivia show. It was a news trivia show. And we brought that to DC when I came over, and we did it for 6 months while we were developing the Q&A, which was the show that I moved to DC to start working on. And I had so much fun doing it, but we didn't have the bandwidth to make it its own thing at the time. There wasn't space for it. But in the next 2 years, I would love to have that game show. And if we're putting all of the power on Jesus, which we should do, I want to be an anchor on the Today Show.
Done and done. Let's manifest it. At the very least, we can cut this clip out, put it out there, tag some of them. Yeah. Fantastic. And your last was number 2. It's fine. Ooh. What is a cause you are passionate about and why?
This is really easy. It's Puerto Rico. I am Puerto Rican. I had the privilege and the honor of going to Puerto Rico after the earthquakes to report on the island and to look at, my goodness, the systemic issues in Puerto Rico. We talk about them all the time on the mainland, but we don't necessarily look at the island with the same lens as we look at the mainland.
Right.
Talking to my people, hearing how they've been impacted for so many years by government struggles, by not being heard, by being put into a situation financially that they can't necessarily get themselves out of. Mm-hmm. I am very passionate about making sure that people understand that the issues on the island are issues that could impact them as well here on the mainland. And so any chance I get, I do a story on Puerto Rico. I will just, I call a spade a spade. If I can go there, I will go there. I will talk to my people and I will make their stories heard. That is awesome.
That is awesome and fantastic. And as we do this show on LinkedIn and I think about connections, I have about 3 or 4 friends that are in that same mental space. I'm going to make sure you guys connect and maybe there's some things you guys can do together.
Love that. Together.
Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic.
Agreed.
So happy to have you here. For all the folks watching, I know a lot of you will see this later in the day. You can still like, you can still comment, you can still share. So always give that love out there and try to connect with Ariane. She's here on LinkedIn, so you can connect with her there as well as all these platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I'm not a TikToker.
Okay, but come on over to our world.
I will check it out.
Crazy world.
I have an account. I'm one of them. I'm like the creepy people that I hate on Instagram. I'm that person on TikTok.
Got it. Okay.
I don't put out no TikToks, but I watch it every now and again.
This is good.
Yeah. From afar. But this has been fantastic, folks. I will see you on the next episode. It's, as you know, I haven't done these as frequent. It's been a very, very busy start to the football season that crushes me. But I think I'll be back into a nice little regular flow in the next week or 2. So I'll be back with another one. But for now, bye. And I'm going to let Ariane Datil close the show.
I mean, you toss that ball to me. I can throw a mean spiral.
Throw it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Zooming with Zack. I'm Ariane Datil. And I know that I mentioned earlier that I had a number of steps that got me from my new Philly to the job that I have now. And if you're interested in learning more about that, let me know, because as Zack asked me, what are 2 things you want to accomplish in the next 2 years, or what do you want to accomplish in the next 2 years? And another thing that I want to do is providing people that want to get into this industry with content about how they can do that and how I navigated the process. As someone who didn't go to journalism school, it might seem unattainable for people, but I'm here. And so if you need any help from me, or if you want any resources on how I did that, just reach out. It's at Ariane Datil on all the platforms. I can even teach you how to roll in R, because, you know, some people struggle with it. But thank you so much for watching and hopefully following. And of course, go to VerifyThis.com for all of our debunking of misinformation out there. Bye.